Hi, welcome to the podcast. I am Michael Schur, and with me is Joe Posnanski. Joe, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
You are welcome. You are welcome. This is a very special podcast. We have been doing
Yeah,
this together since 1938,
that's right. 38.
coming up on 80, 90 years, something like that. And
Pre-World War II.
yeah, with one of the first things that we discussed on the podcast was, will Neville Chamberlain continue his process of appeasement, or will the English lion roar again and fight the
I,
forces
I,
of Hitler's Germany?
I so vividly remember you going, no way. Peace in our time, no chance.
I
No
remember.
chance.
Well, we talked about Neville Chamberlain's wins above replacement prime
Right.
minister, and it was very low, and that gave us
Very
pause.
low.
We were
Very
concerned
low.
about. So this is the first time that I have ever driven the bus. I'm driving the
Yes.
bus today, and the reason I'm driving the bus is that Joe Posnanski, my dear friend and author of 8 New York Times best-selling books or something like that, don't fact check me, has been working on a new secret project.
Secret
He has been
project.
referencing it in his newsletter. We've been teasing it on the podcast, and today is the day that Joe
Yes.
announces the secret project and fills everyone in on what he's been working on. So, Joe Posnanski, tell us about your new secret project.
I, I am so excited to do this because we have been doing this podcast forever, and I have been remiss, lax, if you will, about telling you about my project. You're like the last one to know. You're
I
always the
know.
last person to know,
I'm the
and
last
I
one to
didn't
know.
want that. This one
It
is so special to me.
it's
I
been
wanted
secret, by
you.
the way, just so everyone knows. It's been secret even to me. I do not know
Yes,
what this is. He has not told me anything. It's been super top secret, and so I am finding out in real time with you, Joe Paz's fans, about what this project is.
it's so exciting. It's so exciting. So the book is called Big Fan, and here's what it's about.
Okay.
I traveled the world, the real actual world, going to different kinds of events, mostly sporting events, but also other types of events,
Okay.
conventions, kind of cool different places to get to the heart of what it means to be a fan. I think, you can relate to this. We
Sure.
are, our whole show is about fans, right? It's about being a fan. And I thought, I want this book to be about it's for the fans and it's about the fans. So it is about my fanhood, fandom. It is about many other people's fandom that I met along the way. It is about, and it's across the board. There's a ton of baseball in here, as you
Okay,
would
so that's
imagine.
my next question. Okay, so let's just you probably don't want to at this early date, because this book is coming out when exactly?
It is coming out May 19th
May
of next year.
19th, but
May 19th.
we're recording this to be released on September 10th because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, today the book kind of goes live on
That's right.
various websites,
That's
and
right.
you can
We
pre-order it starting right now.
starting right now, and we'll talk about. I've got this fairly expansive pre-order thing that we can talk about. The cover is going to come out today. I love the cover. It's super colorful and funny and super fun. But I'll talk about that in a bit. But yes, it is across sports and other things. So there's a ton of baseball,
Yeah,
as
let's
you
talk
would
about what
expect.
subjects are covered. I was going to say, you probably don't want to be too spoilery at this early date, but let's talk about what sports were covered. So obviously, baseball. You know, baseball is going to be covered.
Ton of baseball.
What
Ton of
else we
baseball.
got?
We got some football in here, quite a bit
Okay,
of football.
sure.
We got some basketball in here. We got some hockey in here. We've got some soccer in here.
Ooh,
We got, oh yeah, no, this is big. I
football.
went big. I went big on this. We got some tennis in here. We got some golf in here. We've got some sports that people don't even know that much about are in here that like very cool. I don't want to give too much away, but I went to an indigenous stickball match, which was
Whoa,
incredibly cool,
where was
and
that?
that was in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is where I went for that
Philadelphia,
one.
Mississippi. Okay, so
Yeah.
now, so to be clear, you are writing about fandom.
Yes.
You are and you're not just like sitting on your couch here. You're saying I'm gonna write about let's say hockey, and
Yes.
you're not like just like sitting on your couch and musing about like what hockey means to people. You went somewhere to see hockey.
I will tell you, I went to Montreal, to the sort of hockey capital of the world, and went to a Canadiens game with a friend, a good friend, who I will not spoil just yet, but a super. On a lot of these, I went with a friend. A lot of these, I went with a big fan of the sport to sort of introduce me to what it is, because I wanted to see all of these different sports. Baseball is different because baseball is sort of like at the heart of what I do, right? But I wanted to see these sports through the eyes of a real fan. So in some cases, they're strangers, just people that I met along the way, and in other cases, I literally chose somebody who I knew loved this game and tried to get at the heart of what. And the point is, I should say up front, the point is, yes, I'm writing about all these sports, and I think the book is very funny, and I think it has a lot of heart and all of that. But what I'm really truly writing about is the connection that we feel to these things. That's the point of this book. The point of this book is what it means to be a fan.
Okay, so September 10th here. The book is available. It's called Big Fan. And it is available. You can leave this podcast right now and go to a website, and you can order this book right now. You can pre-order it. It'll be out in May.
Right. It'll be out in May, but it should be available right now everywhere.
Great.
So anywhere you want to go, you should be able to pre-order it. But there will be, as I mentioned, there will be a very special pre-order for our listeners and for my subscribers, and for anybody else who wants it. But there's going to be a very, very cool twist this year.
And you're not ready to announce that quite yet, or you are?
I don't want to announce it yet because it's kind of cool and it's different. You know, in the past, and you've done this too when you wrote your book. I did pre-order signatures where I actually inscribed the book exactly the way people wanted. So people would send me requests to inscribe the book by saying Happy Father's Day, or more likely saying I question eggplant's mobility or something.
Right.
Like people would ask me to write something. And I did that for my last 3 books. And that's cool, but I wanted this one to be different. So I've got a little bit of a twist on there's still going to be autographed copies available for pre-order, but there's going to be a little bit of a twist. I want to save it though.
Well, I got to say, as a fan of yours, this project sounds incredible. Big Fan is the name of the book. It will be out in May. It is available right now. You can go and pre-order it right now. Joe travels all over the country, and you went out of the country too, right? It wasn't just America.
Yeah. This is true world stuff.
Okay,
I mean, I wish it was even more world stuff, but there's always a sequel, right? There's always a sequel.
Sure. But you went to various sporting events all over the world, and other events, conventions and collectors conventions and things like that. And you wrote about what it truly means to be a fan of things, which obviously you are and I am.
Yes.
I got to say, this sounds incredible, and I'm very, very excited to read it.
Yeah.
But however,
yeah,
I have a special twist in this podcast to deliver to you right now.
There's a twist.
There is a twist, and the twist is that I too, Mike Shore, have been working on a secret project that you don't know about. Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes, you don't know about this either. I have kept completely silent about this. I haven't been teasing people. I haven't been like, dropping hints and stuff. And
you didn't tell me a word about this.
So now I am going to announce my secret project.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay, so wait, you know what we should do? Let's start the podcast.
Let's start over.
If you have your own,
I have my own thing. So we should start over, and then I'll tell you what my secret project has been.
What a special bonus this is for listeners. I mean, they get 2 secret projects.
2 secret projects in one. Here we go.
All right. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I am Joe Posnanski, and with me is Michael Shore. Michael, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
All right. So this is a very special podcast because I just found out you too have a secret project that you have not told anybody about.
I do. I this is very fun because you have been teasing yours for months and
Yes.
months and months. And the
Yes.
whole time I've been like grinning like the Cheshire cat because
Yeah.
I
Just,
know that I have my secret project, which,
oh my
and I've been
God.
planning and plotting, and I decided that I was going to announce it on the same day that you announce your secret project.
Let me
So,
just say, let me just say before you announce this, I appreciate you letting me sort of
of
announce mine
course,
without overshadowing it. You're just like, oh, I'll tell you mine
I
afterwards.
wanted to clear the decks of your
Yeah.
secret project because you've been building up to it. And I was like, let's
Yes.
let Joe have his moment. It's a
Thank you.
little bit like, Taylor Swift just got engaged to Travis Kelce. There was a
Yes.
lot of discussion about the timing of this. And then, Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez are best friends. And so it was
Yes.
like Selena Gomez just got engaged, and maybe Taylor didn't want to upstage Selena with the
Ah,
announcement
there
of
you
her
go.
engagement.
Right.
This is a very similar thing, except, of course, that you and I are far more popular than Taylor
Well,
Swift and Selena
it's a
Gomez.
much bigger
It's a
story,
bigger
right?
story.
It's much bigger news.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
dying to hear this. I'm dying to hear this.
Okay. So obviously, I, like you, am a huge sports fan, and I have never really written about sports. Obviously, you've written way more books than I have. But I wanted to write about sports because I
Yeah.
am just, it's
Sure,
been a
you're a big
huge part
fan.
of my life. So
Yeah.
here's what I did. And
Okay.
I thought this was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
So I decided to not just write about sports, but to write about what it means to be a fan of sports.
Oh,
So
to be a fan. Sure.
yeah, so I made a list of like a bunch of different sporting events: baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, some of them in America, some of them also outside of America. And I
Huh.
thought, here's what I'll do. I will go to those sporting events and I will write about not the event per se, but the fans of that event. So like
The
what it
fans.
means to really be connected to that event. Some of them are things that I have an affinity for. Some are things that I don't have any affinity for. And
Oh,
I kind of wanted to see, like, is there something that unites fans across all genres of sports and of entertainment? And so it's called Big Fan.
it's called Big
It's
Fan.
called Big Fan. It comes out next May, but
Huh.
right now, today, September 10th, the reason that this makes sense for me to do is because today is the day that it is available for pre-order.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can pre-order right now if you search Big Fan and my name, you'll find it. It's available, and there's also going to be some really cool sort of limited edition kind of things where you can pre-order it and you can get a signed copy or
Huh.
a copy with
Like a pre-order deal.
a
Yeah, like a
pre-order
pre-order
deal. Yeah,
special.
which I
Yeah.
did for my last book, How to Be Perfect.
Sure.
But it comes out in May, and right now, today it drops today. You can pre-order it on a number of different book sites on the internet right now. So that's the big
This is
announcement for me is Big Fan. It's called Big
yeah.
Fan, and it's
Yeah.
me going all over the country to a million different sporting events and writing specifically about what it is to be a fan of things.
This is the craziest coincidence,
How
right? Like
how
this
so?
is well, it feels weird because there seems similar. The topics that we wrote about seem
What do
similar.
our two books?
Our two books, yeah. I mean, they feel similar. They're both actually. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when that like two different Capote movies came out at the same
Yeah, or like Deep Impact and Armageddon
time.
or whatever. Yeah.
Right, right.
Okay, so wait, let's just review because I hadn't even that literally didn't cross my mind
No, I know.
when you were describing your book. It didn't ring a bell. But let's review. So your book
Right.
is called what again?
It's called Big Fan.
It's called Big Fan, and it comes out when?
May 19th is
May
when it comes
19th,
out.
but it's
Yeah.
available for pre-order when?
Today.
Today.
It's weird. Yeah, today. By
Okay.
the way, my book was published is being published by Dutton Publishing, which is, the great publishing house
Right.
under Penguin. Just so you know. Yeah.
Right.
Now, what about yours?
Mine is being
Is-
published by Dutton, which is a division of Penguin.
Oh, it is. So it's okay. And what is it called?
It's called Big Fan.
And when is it coming out?
It comes out next May, and it's available for pre-order today.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
What?
I just figured it out.
Okay.
We wrote it together. That's
Oh,
what it is.
that's what it
That's
is.
what it is.
That's
That's
what it
why.
is.
That's why there's all these weird similarities.
That's so crazy if you
Yeah.
think about it that we wrote the book together and we're only now telling each other. that we wrote this book together.
I'm a little upset that you didn't tell me about your book.
We did. We wrote a book together. This is actually so amazing. Yes, we wrote the book Big Fan together, which is coming out May 19th. And we
You know
really
what? This
did.
is going to make it so much easier to promote the book, because what I was thinking we were going to have to do is spend some time over the next several months promoting your book, and then some
Right.
other time
Separate
promoting
time
mine.
doing
But
your
now
book. That would have doubled our
would have doubled the
work.
amount of time we had to promote it. Yeah.
Yeah, but now we can just do it in one thing.
This is great.
All right, so this is so convenient for us to both.
It really
have
is.
written
Yeah.
the same book.
This is a classic two birds with one stone scenario.
Okay, so we can just say this now. How much fun was it for us to write this book together?
This was the best. Okay, so let's just back up for everyone who cares and isn't annoyed by the dumb gambit that we just played on this podcast.
that we spent, 15 minutes doing that. By the way, nobody's ever introduced a book so stupidly as we
people have. People who listen to this podcast regularly, I think, are very grateful that we only did that for 15 minutes, though.
Yes, I know. Usually this would be about a 47-minute bit. Yeah.
So now, like, whatever it is, 2 years ago, well, to give the origin story.
Yes.
I saw a video.
Yes.
From the World Darts Championship in England, in London.
That's right.
And it was two English dart champions in a very high stakes match, and they went back and forth throwing darts at a dartboard, which mostly understood but didn't totally understand.
Right.
But what captivated me was the reaction of the fans. And the World Darts Championship, it turns out, is a place of pure lunacy and fan craziness. And I thought it was so funny and so crazy, the contrast between these two blank-faced gentlemen throwing darts at a board from a distance of 8.5 feet or whatever it is,
with people going bananas
behind them, just the crowd just in a mad froth mouth frenzy.
Yes.
And I said, and I instantly had the idea for this book, and I was like, this is the book. Joe and I, specifically, when the idea occurred to me, the idea was that you and I do this together.
Right.
And it was that we go to weird sporting events all over the world, and we write it not about the events themselves as much as what it means to be a fan of those events.
Yes.
And I called you up and I said, or maybe I emailed you and I said, this is my idea. And no one has ever said yes faster to anything.
It was a call. You did. You called me.
Yeah.
And before the end of the call, I'm like, we're doing this. Like,
yeah,
now,
we're doing
right?
this.
You're not just saying this like as a oh, we ought to do this someday. It's like we're doing this. Like,
we're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so quietly, without anyone knowing, over the last whatever it is, 18 months or so.
Yeah, almost about a year and a half, I would say.
You and I, sometimes together and sometimes separately, attended dozens of sporting events all over the world. You went to Indigenous Stickball in Philadelphia, Mississippi. I went to the Olympics. To see the U.S.-Serbia basketball match. You went to a chess championship. I went. We both went to Unrivaled in Miami. Yes. We really tried to cover every significant major sport we could. We interviewed people. We talked to an expert in psychology to talk about
fan
expert. And the result is the book Big Fan. The cover, which you can see now on various websites, is you and me in a red convertible barreling across the country with various sporting implements flying out of the back of the convertible. And it was a true joy. It was a true joy to work on this with you.
Well, we should say the full title of the book. Big Fan is the title of the book. The subtitle, but really the full title is Two Friends, 81,589 Miles, and the Wild, Wonderful Sports We Love.
Yeah.
Which pretty much gets it. We actually had a couple of thoughts about sports because there is quite a bit of non-sports in here. I mean, it is a sports book, no question. But we've got Star Wars in here. We've got television in here. We've got puzzles in here. We've got lots and lots of stuff in here because the idea, again, as you say, and this was your idea from the very beginning. Like the first thing you said to me is, I don't want to do it to write about these events. I want to do it to write about fans and
Right.
how we are connected. I think for you, and then this became so obvious to me as well, as even before we started writing. I think you wanted to figure out how your own mind works. Like, why do I care about this stuff so much?
Yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this a lot, obviously, but in fact, we talked about it on the very last podcast. But
Yeah,
what is it that is not only so compelling about sports to me and millions of people like me, but that also can drive you into a state of true like insanity? Like
yeah,
what is it about this thing that is so emotionally wrought that I have a hard time watching my favorite team play
yeah.
baseball against its arch rival? Like, why do we indulge in superstitions? Why do we wear jerseys to the games? What is it about the identifying with the sports themselves that drives us to these heights?
Yeah.
And again, this is not a PhD thesis. It's us
It
as
is.
like as
It is
observers.
definitely not. No.
It's us as like participants in and observers of fans at different events. We did go to the World Darts Championship in
Yes,
London,
we
England.
did. Yes, we did.
There's also cool things like there's each of us has what we called a dream chapter where we attended one event that was like a long time dream for us to go to. A lot
Yes.
easier for me than for you because as a journalist, you've been attending these. You've basically
Everything.
seen everything you could. You're so bored by Super Bowls, it's hard to find a thing. But we also made each other attend one thing we thought the other would hate, which was really
Yes.
fun.
That was very, very fun. We also, well, we did. I mean, I don't know how much stuff we want to get into specifically, but we did a very, very podcast chapter. We did a chapter that podcast listeners
Yeah.
specifically, I think everybody will get a huge kick out of it. But if you listen to this actual podcast, God bless you. There is a chapter in here just for you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And we probably it's again, it's not coming out for 8 more months or whatever, so we
Yeah.
probably don't want our 9 more months, I guess. 9 more? What is it? September to May.
So it's less than 9, but I don't think yeah.
So
Well, actually, maybe 8. Yeah.
so that we don't want to just give away everything, but it is very fun to finally be able to announce this thing that we've been secretly working on for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
81,000. What is it? What's the total miles we flew?
81,589 is what we counted.
That we traveled that many miles to see things, events, and weird, fun events all over the world. And
Yeah.
the book, the result is Big Fan, which is out for available. It's not out. It's available for pre-order right now on all major bookstore websites.
Yeah, and I think I mean, this was something. Everything about this was such a joy. But the one thing I would say about this one is I've never written a book before that wasn't relatively public, right? Like usually
Right.
people knew I was, like when I did the Baseball 100, people actually saw it in real time because I was writing it and it was appearing online as we go. When I did Why We Love Baseball, I was telling people all about it and getting people to sort of write in with their own suggestions. Same thing with Why We Love Football. This one, I'm no good at keeping secrets at all. But this one, we kept, really quiet. I mean, there are a few people that knew, a few people who saw us on the road who were like, "What are you guys doing?"
Right.
Kind of thing, right? Which was funny. But it was really quiet, and I thought that was a very unique experience in that one, I've just been bursting to tell people about this book, but also people just have no idea. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing. Like this is just when the book pops. I mean, obviously by then some stuff will get out about what we did and how we did it and all of that. But generally, you can pick up this book and be like, where did this come from? It just kind of appears, I think.
It's very fun. It was a very, very fun experience. It turned out exactly the way that I imagined it going in my head when the idea popped into my head.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of it. Is another thing that I should add, is like I feel like it's got a purpose to it. It's got a message behind it, and it's also just fun. It's a fun book that where the reader gets to go around to all of these fun events with us and see them through our eyes. And most of them, again, are not. This is not about like a hardcore analysis of like
No.
the relative wins above replacement levels of various baseball players. It's really like we are fans of these things, and we're writing as fans, and we try to understand, for the events that are less familiar to us, we try to understand why people are fans of those events and what the similarities and differences are between those fans and fans that we understand to a greater degree about other events. It's a fun madcap romp across the world to see a bunch of sports and to write about them. That's really the
That's
best way to
and
put it.
that's 100% right. I mean, and what I really love about it, I mean, honestly, is there's like 37 chapters in this book. I mean, we did a lot of stuff for this book, and each one is very different from the other. I mean, we go in a lot of different ways. There are some chapters where we are discovering, like what the heck is going on. We have no idea what's going on. There are some chapters where we are really like sort of focusing in on our own fandom
Right.
and what it is that drives us. There are some chapters, and some of my favorite chapters in this book are just us kind of going, this I'm such a fan of this person because they're an alien. They're just not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're so amazing and so cool, and people will recognize the those that we wrote about like this. But I love that. I love that we got to like sort of figure out a way in a number of chapters to write about what the heck makes Carlos Alcaraz so absurd, right? Like such an absurdity.
Yeah. Yeah. There's again, we don't want to give too much away, but we at times just have a short chapter that's about a particular person
Yeah,
whose prowess in their field is like incomprehensible to us.
right.
There are interviews with people who are fans of things that we are not fans of at all, where we're sort of like, sell us on this thing. Like, why are you a fan of this thing? It's just we're basically like old school reporters with a pen and a notebook, just
And a hat,
and a hat with the
on
word press in it. Yep. Just flying around, zipping around the world. Some of the things we went to are as close as 5 miles away in my
yeah,
case, because I went to
yeah.
Dodger Stadium a couple times. Some of them are, for both of us, literally thousands and thousands of miles
Thousands of
away.
miles. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the result is this book. Big fan, available for pre-order now. Keep
Okay.
an eye on Joe's newsletter and elsewhere for opportunities to pre-order with signed copies with some
Well,
cool separate
well,
messages and stuff like that.
well, we should talk about that. I mean, today is really big announcement day. It's cover reveal day. In fact, go to my newsletter right now, joeposnanski.com. I'll have a story up about this, including the cover reveal. It'll be on social, but by the time you hear this, it'll be up everywhere. It'll be up on Bookshop and Barnes and Noble and Amazon and whatever. You'll see the cover and all that. But there is going to be a special place that's sort of a clearinghouse for all of the different places where you can buy the book. That link will be in the notes for this podcast, but also in my email. And in there, you will see that we are doing what I think is an incredibly cool and fun pre-order campaign. So, just as a little background, I have done multiple pre-order campaigns with the great people over at Rainy Day Books in Kansas City, where I would, as I mentioned earlier, not only sign the book but personalize it in any way that people wanted me to. If they wanted me to write, the Yankees are the greatest team ever, I would do that just to sell a book because that's the kind of person I am. You picked up on this. You did this for your book as
Yep.
well. You were a little more limiting in the number of characters they were allowed to put on there, which was smart. But you also did this, and I came and actually helped you with that. we wanted to do something for this one that would be a little bit different. This book is obviously a little bit bigger in scale, I think, than some of those others. But also we're both signing it. We're both going to do something cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this you should sort of explain it because this is your idea. But if you go to, and this is going to be done through the people at why am I losing the name of the place? Cincinnati bookstore. I love it. I can't even remember that. This is so perfect. Uh, the the Cincinnati bookstore, Joseph Beth. I don't know why I was.
There you go.
Joseph Beth bookstore in Cincinnati is handling our pre-order this year, and they're great. Love Joseph Beth. And here's what we're going to do. So if you pre-order the book through Joseph Beth, we're both going to sign it. So you'll get that. That's your starting point. But why did you tell them?
There's going to be a special twist. Okay, so one of the chapters in the book is about collecting, specifically like baseball card collecting, but not only about baseball card collecting. It's about book collecting and pen collecting and just collecting in general as a thing that people are fans of, right?
Yeah.
So I write a lot about baseball cards, which, as listeners of this podcast know, was an old hobby of mine that has flared up again in my life.
Flared up dramatically.
Yeah. Again. So the thing about modern card collecting, as most people know, or as many people know, is cards, in order to create scarcity, they started issuing parallels of cards. So you have your base rookie card of, Bryce Harper, but then there will be a purple one that is a limited edition, and it's out of 250. There's, it'll say 111 out of 250, meaning there's only 250 purple ones in the world. And then there are blue ones where there's only 150, and there are black ones where there's 99, and there's orange ones that are only 25. There's red ones that are out of 5. And then there are things called superfractors, which means it's one of one. This is the only one that looks like this in the whole world. And that has been the kind of revelation in card collecting and card making in the last, 20 something years. So we are going to do a similar thing for our signed copies of books. So
yes, we are.
We're going to sign thousands and thousands of books, but there will be essentially limited editions, meaning there will be special messages in the book that we'll do 200 of, or there will be a different color.
And we will mark these, by the way.
We'll mark them like out of 200, out of 100, whatever.
Yeah.
There will be some where, Joe includes a Taylor Swift lyric, and that is out of 99. There will be some where I draw a picture of my dog, and it'll be out of 25. We haven't figured out exactly what they're going to be, but if you order it through Joseph Beth and their pre-order system, you're guaranteed to get a book that is signed by both of us.
Yes.
But you're also entering essentially a lottery where you could get a book that is not only signed by us, but has some aspect to how we signed it that makes it a limited edition that will be hand numbered on the page out of whatever, out of 500, out of 100, out of 50. There will be some superfractors. We'll do some one of ones that will be true collector's items. And that will be your incentive to do that pre-order, is that you might get a limited edition serial numbered edition of the signed first edition of the book by Joe and me.
Yeah, and we have been talking about what some of these one of ones could be, and some of the one of ones could be really funny and cool and weird, and you just, I mean, it's we haven't scheduled any of them yet, but those could be really, really funny, and you'll definitely want to get them. But yeah, we'll have to figure out, and in fact, we'll probably open it up to try to figure out what like some of those 1 out of 50s could be. Like, people could do that. I mean, it's going to need to make sense to everybody, I suppose. Like, I don't know how insider we can go, but it's going to be really fun.
Well, maybe we'll get Nick Offerman to sign 10 of them along with us, and then there will be a limited edition Nick Offerman out of 10 that you might get, or maybe we'll get Jason Kander to sign one along with us, and which will actually lower the value of the book. Yeah, and include his men's adult wood bat fast pitch baseball stat line up to the minute. Or there will be other fun things that we can add that will make those serial numbered versions of the book even more exciting and fun to get in the mail.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with that. But either way, no matter what, we're both going to sign the books. In fact, they are sending us the pages to start signing immediately because that's how many we're going to have to sign.
Yeah,
We need to basically get started now, and we'll be done sometime in like when winter is almost
it'll be
over.
done in March. Yeah.
Yeah, so especially if we keep up at the pace of how long it takes us to send out the prizes for our baseball
Which we
cards.
still have not done.
No, we have not done, but I have packed my box to send to you.
Great.
So that is coming out today. In fact,
Ooh, very exciting.
Another reason that's a special day. So those will be out soon. But yeah, so look, I think we've really done all we can do to sort of explain the book without giving too much away, and we don't want to give too much away because there are a million surprises, even to us. I mean, I think if I had to describe what the most fun part of this book, there were lots and lots of fun parts, but I think was constantly like we had an idea of what this book would be when we started, and then like every couple of weeks we would come up with some other zany idea like, oh, we ought to do this, and then that would become a part of the book, and it was a constantly surprising effort, I thought.
I agree. I will also say that most of the book is in America, and there is no section of America that we are not in at some point, I would
That's
say.
right.
Like we are
Yeah.
in the Northeast, we're in the Mid-Atlantic, we're in the Southeast, we're in the
Yep.
South, we're in the Southwest, we're in the Northwest, we're in
Yep.
the Midwest. Like we really traverse the entire country in addition to also leaving the country for a couple huge events.
Yes.
And so it really does have the feeling of we have tried it to the best of our ability in one book to cover like fandom in contemporary North America, I would say.
North America, but we do go into other countries as well, and of course we actually would love to go to some other parts of the world, which is why Big Fan 2, we'll just we'll worry about that later. But yeah, no, it was so much fun to
Yeah.
do this. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing: you don't want to get too philosophical when it comes to this kind of thing. But I mean, it's not the best time. Like the time is not the best. I don't think I'm overstating it. I think everybody feels
That's
it.
not a controversial stance.
I don't think so. It's not the best time, and for many reasons. And this book is nothing but fun. That's all this book is. They like, yes, there's a message behind it. Yes, there's it's not like we don't delve into some sort of hopefully deeper ground, but basically this is just two goofballs going around the world going to sporting events. That's basically right. What this book is.
Yep. So that's the official announcement. Big Fan, available for pre-order now at every major website. Special limited edition pre-order that you can do through Joseph Beth. I assume their website is, let's just check what their website is right
now. I think it is just josephbeth.com. But again, you can just specifically go to the link in the description here on the podcast, but also just go to my newsletter at joeposnanski.com. I will have it splashed everywhere for that one, obviously. And yeah, I mean that's just a cool bonus to get it. Obviously, if you are a Barnes and Noble person, if you want your own personal independent bookstore, and I should add that because Mike and I are such huge independent bookstore fans, that we are signing a lot of copies for independent bookstores. So your personal independent bookstore might very well be ordering their own copies of autographed books, but those will be only autographed. If you want to be part of this goofy 101 experience, that is specifically through Joseph Beth.
Josephbeth.com is their site, and also anywhere else that you order books. You can see the cover and pre-order it now. This is very exciting. After years and years and years of making fun of each other for not telling us that they wrote a book. The two of us wrote a book together, and it comes out next May. It's called Big Fan, and we heartily encourage you to go pre-order it now.
Yeah, if you pre-order it now. Okay, so before we go, I have to ask you, how'd this go? What do you think? What do we think of the way we decided to introduce this book?
I mean, in true podcast fashion, we talked about it for 10 seconds before we did it. Then we did it and kind of giggled our way through it, and in the end, I'd say it's a solid C+, B-.
Solid C+, which is basically that could be the slogan for the podcast. Another solid C+ effort.
I will say though that the book is not a C+. The book is an A. I'm going to say
the book is an A. The book is definitely
you're not going to get like the half-assed podcast vibes from the book. It's a lot more.
That should have been our title, not the half-ass podcast book. We actually planned on that.
We planned it, and we worked on it, and we rewrote it, which we've never done here. So yeah, it definitely has a lot more professionalism attached to it than the podcast.
Not just professionalism, just a lot more like care and
care, love, and attention for sure. You're not getting the podcast transcript when you buy the book.
That would be bad. By the way, what if we had done that? What if like we had just like literally just said, you know what? Like 2 weeks before the book was due, just been like, all right, let's just write some stuff about fans. What do you think?
I mean, that there's a chance that that's what people are expecting, and I want to dissuade them from that.
Please understand. In fact, my one last meaningless thing. I'm going to do a one last meaningless thing. My one last meaningless thing is, we really tried.
Yeah,
we did. No, I mean, and I've said this to Mike. This is actually pretty personal, but I said this to Mike multiple times during this book, which is very funny, but honestly, it was purely from the heart. Probably every 3 weeks, every month of us working on the book daily, very much daily. Doing at least a little bit, or doing a lot, or going to an event together, or doing whatever. I said, I cannot believe how well this is going. I would say this to you all the time. Not to say that I didn't think it was going to go well. I thought it was going to be really fun, but I just think it's a really good book. I just think it ended up being like something really special.
It was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun to do. We're both very happy with how it turned out, and we hope that you pre-order it and read it and enjoy it. So Big Fan at josephbeth.com or any other site that you go to.
Yes.
Please pre-order today. And of course, over the next many, many months, we'll be talking about it a lot more.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it, and we'll start giving away some cool little bits of the book and little secrets and all of that as we go. We're not going to do that just yet. Do you have a one last meaningless thing?
No, this is too meaningful. I can't even undermine it like I usually enjoy undermining things. So
well, I will say this here we should do this just as a little nod to our listeners. We are recording this well before September 10th. Because I'm going on vacation. Mike's in the middle of a show. We're pretty busy, so we are recording this about 10 days before this will appear on the podcast thing, which is not, by the way, unusual for us. We've often recorded well before it actually goes public. But we were recording this one day after Kyle Schwarber bashed 4 home runs.
Yeah,
and I got to tell you, I mean, every bit of baseball history makes me super happy, but that could not have been more joyful than seeing Kyle Schwarber hit 4 home runs.
I mean, if you before the year had said like who would be the most fun guy to bash 4 homers, right, you'd pick Schwartz. And also especially after the home run derby in the All-Star game, where he was put on earth. There's a reason that guys his size are called Schwarboffs. It's because he's the guy. He just is the guy that is designed to hit dingers, and him hitting 4 dingers. I'm actually weirdly happy. So he came up against a position player in the 8th inning with a chance for
Yes,
history. And
for number 5.
obviously everyone who loves the game and follows this kind of stuff has been dreaming of the day where someone hits 5, because 5 is an unbeatable record. No one will ever hit 6. It'll never,
No,
it can't happen. It's like Johnny
no.
Vandermeer's 2 back-to-back no-hitters. No one's
That's
ever going
right.
to throw 3,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
But I was actually a little happy he didn't hit 5, because it was against a position player and people would have said it didn't count.
I was very happy he didn't hit 5. I
Yeah.
really was. I was first of all mortified. To me, it is a disgrace and disrespectful to the game to put up a position player in that position with a guy with history on the line. And I realized Atlanta didn't care about that. Like all they cared about was that they were trailing by 100 runs and whatever, and they weren't going to waste an arm. But that's disrespectful to the game.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, this is Lou Gehrig hit 4 home runs in a game. You're really going to send up a position player to try to prevent Kyle Schwarber, and then Schwarbs did what he does. Like he can't hit position players.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing. Like, I mean, it's like it. I truly believe if it's Game 7 of the World Series, okay, and let's say they're playing what would be fun? All right, let's say they're playing Detroit in the thing, and it's the 9th inning, and there's a man on second, and the Tigers lead 1-0. Tarek Skubal's on the mound. I think you and I have a better chance of getting Kyle Schwarber out than Tarek Skubal.
Yeah. 32 mile an hour. My favorite.
Like he would not know what to do with that. Like, but with a 100 mile an hour fastball, he knows exactly what to do.
I was at work and I was only following it on game day, and he was like, the pitch was registered as it said 32 miles an hour, and then underneath it said slider.
Slider.
That wasn't a slider, man.
Yeah, no, I was actually really, really happy. It was perfect. The whole night was perfect, and I think this is a perfect way to end our podcast. Introducing our book, Big Fan. Perfect way is to talk about something that happened 12 days ago.
That's right.
just for our listeners. So, like this is just for
You're welcome. You're welcome, listeners.
All right, Mike, Big Fan comes out May 19th, available for pre-order right now. Please go pre-order it. Pre-order it from Joseph Beth if you want to be part of the craziness. But also, pre-order it from anywhere you want. We'd love to have your support, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, Mike, as always, thank you.
Thanks for having me.